Yeah.
society, is just so focused on men's sexual health. And there's like four main medicines they made for men, at 30 years ago. And we just got a few approved, for women, FDA approved not too long ago. Yet 4 in 10 women report having serious sexual concerns. So
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
don't women get the attention men do in the sexual function category?
Well, it's true of everything. Yeah,
True.
yeah. All the research is oriented, most, not all, obviously, I'm exaggerating, but it seems like by far most of the research, white Caucasian males, and then slowly more and more females, and then the brown and the black
Mm-hmm.
subjects being tested. But with women, sex is never as quite important as men because they identify so much with their erections. 10, 15. So, okay, squats.
Squeeze the glutes.
Squeeze the glutes. Yeah, the biceps too. So, and I realized that that tiny little penile artery, the head size of the head of a pin, doesn't take much to get that clogged. And also, Dr. Neil Barnard, are you familiar with Neil Barnard?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually in Vancouver again giving a talk, and
Okay.
I was in the wings and he was on stage. And so I was listening to him. I had just met him. This is 1990. And so he said, he was talking about erectile dysfunction to a group of medical students. And he threw out the statistics. By the age of 40, 40% of males have erectile dysfunction. And the heads, all of this medical students threw in, whoop, he had their attention. And I saw that and I thought, yeah, makes sense. Men identify with that very strongly. So on my website, I have the Ask Dr. Ruth, and they confuse me sometimes with, the other Dr. Ruth?
Yes, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Yes, I remember her.
And so I get emails from men and women complaining about their sex life. Mm-hmm. And my one answer is don't see a psychologist or psychiatrist. Don't do exercise. Change your diet. And that's and I got enough of those questions. I thought, I can put all this in a book because there are other steps. It's not 100% diet. It's just mainly diet. It's going to clear up the arteries, and that this applies to the clitoris, which also has a tiny, tiny little artery and a vein. And without it functioning, orgasms are more difficult to reach. And so I thought, okay, here, back to diet again. It is so important for every function in the body.
So women experience their own variation, if you will, of erectile dysfunction. Is that true?
Yeah, the clitoris. Yeah.
Right. But it just doesn't, when stimulated, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. It's a homologue. In embryos, when babies are forming, before the dominant testosterone or dominant estrogen start forming the baby, they both look the same. The testicles and the ovaries are in the same place in the embryo. And it's only as this sexual differentiation occurs that the testicles descend out and the ovaries get functional. And the same with the penis and the clitoris.
Right. So it's a blood flow problem, just like it is to the penis, it is to the clitoris.
Yes.
Which is why diet can be a real savior in that category.
Game changer.